My name's Tim Moulton and I'm a historian and Titanic expert, and I'm delighted to be here today in Chelmsford in front of the Marconi Hall Street Wireless Factory. This building behind me from 1898 to 1912 was responsible for building Marconi wireless sets, and they in turn were responsible for saving hundreds and hundreds of lives at sea. Without this factory here in Chelmsford, we wouldn't have had any survivors from the Titanic, there would have been less people saved from the Lusitania, and countless other lives have been saved.
It was on one Monday morning, just about 1 o'clock, when that great ship Titanic began to reel and rock. People began to scream and cry, saying, "Lord, am I going to die?" It was sad when that great ship went down.
Campaign Group in Chelmsford has just over a month to raise £380,000 to keep a slice of radio history in the city.
Guglielmo Marconi, known as the inventor of radio, based himself in the town from the start of the 1900s.
The first factory its operations were run from is due to be converted to flats unless the money can be raised for a section to be kept as a heritage and learning centre. Anna Pesper report.
All over Chelmsford are signs of the city's Marconi heritage. The world's inventor of radio chose Chelmsford as his base, and it was in this factory in 1899 that the first wireless equipment was ever manufactured. Now an empty building, it's on the brink of being converted into flats. Campaign Group Marconi Science Works is trying to raise money to keep part of the building dedicated to Marconi by turning it into a heritage and science hub.
I think it is of international importance. Lots of people have done experimental work in laboratories, but the idea of actually producing a product that could be sold to many people started here. The equipment that Marconi built for finding out whether you could actually send a wireless message across the Atlantic was built here.
The wireless set that was on board the Titanic was made in this factory. The ship's captain used it to make contact with shore. So, as a direct result of the equipment made here, 700 people were rescued.
Hi, I'm Jane Humphreys. I've lived in this town all my life. I was born about half a mile away from the Hall Street Marconi Works, and my dad was a radio engineer working for Marconi. So Marconi has just been part of my life all the time, but I never realised quite how important he was going to be for me. I had a professional career with the civil service that involved me working with mobile phones, with television, with radio, and all of these things, of course, go back to the fabulous discovery and work that Marconi did. And he not only did it, but he did the original manufacturing and engineering work here at Hall Street in Chelmsford. So I'm puzzled. I grew up with Marconi being a central part of Chelmsford life, and I always thought it would continue to be that way. It was sad when the Marconi Works closed, and there are different stories to why that happened, but it happened. And since the works have gone, Chelmsford seems to be steadily forgetting its Marconi heritage. And I cannot understand why that is happening. He's so central to not only the economy of Chelmsford, but to our daily lives. Just imagine being without your mobile phone, or being without your television, or being without radio, or the various things that radio spectrum can do, like smart meters, radar, flight tracking. There is just so many things that radio communication does, and this was all triggered by Marconi.
Well, hi, my name's Tim Wonder. I'm a historian, author, lecturer. I've been very proud and privileged to be part of this plaque and information board, working with Chelmsford Science and Engineering and with Friends of the Museum and the Civic Society to really produce an information board which sort of lays testament to the very earliest days of radio and radio history here in Chelmsford. Hall Street is where it all began. So if you get a chance, come down here, the building I'm looking at now, see Marconi's wireless telegraph company on the wall, and just touch the wall and remember what happened here. Everything you now have, iPhones and cameras and radios, television and radar and microwaves and computers and satellites, everything started here in this place.
I'm Ted Sinclair. Well, it was a replica of the Titanic's radio room, which I took an interest in a few years ago, and I decided that the radio room was an iconic part of the story. This one here is the one that is shown in the photograph. There's this one photograph that we have as being in the Titanic, but also in the Olympic. And you'll see them side by side, the pair of them. And in the photograph you can make out the shiny tops of them and the terminals as well. More or less like that, only much faster.